I feel like there's a lot of deep heart healing happening in the collective right now. And so it's my sense that a lot of you guys are probably going through some really deep heart clearings, or some really deep heart chakra purifications. And these can be extremely painful. And you might feel like you're just like in this deep contraction a lot, like your heart is just, it just might feel like, oh, like you might be in bed all day having to devote every drop of your life force to the pain and old hurt that you're digesting through this energy center. And this is extremely important work because, you know, the heart chakra is like the king chakra or the queen chakra. It's our most powerful center. And this is actually more of the transition the collective is making right now, where the collective is actually becoming a more heart-centered and unified type of consciousness. So a lot of this is actually collective energies being released through your heart as well. Collective energies that you might have been identified with, like the collective shadow in the heart center. I feel like walking around like so many people are just heartbroken. So many people feel separate from each other, feel separate from life. So many people that were once disconnected from their heart are now coming back into their heart center. And that can be very uncomfortable. And so for those of you watching this, most of you are already rooted in your heart. But for you right now, you're doing even deeper work. It's like, it's because you've been in your heart center for so long. This is the reason, and you've already been clearing so much darkness there, so much pain there. This is the reason that so many other beings in the collective are able to start going into the first layers of their heart. Because you're like a way short. You've already paved the way. You've been living in a heart-centered state of being probably for years now, or at least months if you're new to this channel and new to this process. So you're doing even deeper work because eventually, you know, as a collective consciousness, we want to be rooted in the heart center. We want to be rooted in unified consciousness. And so I wrote some things down here last night that came through that want to be said to you guys. The first thing is embrace this pain that you're feeling in the heart center. I know it's difficult. I know it can be hellish, and it can be, you can just feel so congested in the heart center, and that can cause head pressure. I know how difficult it can be, but the pain is actually what you want because it's actually the way to experiencing a more expanded and open heart center. Because this pain that you're feeling, it's not coming in. It's coming out. It's releasing. So as you're with this pain, as you're falling in love with it, as you're holding space for it, it's actually helping to liberate you from what was kind of keeping you closed on the deeper layers of your heart. So you're actually, as you release this pain, you're actually going to get to live from a deeper depth. You're actually going to get to feel more connected to life than ever. Because that's what we feel when our heart chakra is open and expanded and healed, right? We feel oneness. We feel bliss. We feel in love with all of life. We feel deeply connected to even the most inanimate objects, right? This is the beauty of the heart chakra opening. It's just this full-on love for this moment. And a lot of times when we feel like we want something outside of ourselves, what we're really saying to ourselves is, I just want my heart to open. Like we want to fall in love with someone, or we want the validation, or we want approval. It's like all of those things actually underneath that is just this desire to live with an open heart, you know? And so once, it's interesting, once our heart is just open, because we've done the inner work, because we've digested the trauma and the pain that's been veiling it, that's been keeping it shut. Once our heart is open, we actually land in this place where we don't really want anything. we're open to experience and enjoy others, and to be creative and to connect, but there's this sense like we have everything we could ever want, because truly everything we could ever want is just to live with an open heart chakra. And living with an open heart chakra doesn't mean we're not going to experience pain or get hurt or get heartbroken. It just means we stay open and we have the willingness and the courage and the strength to feel through that pain, to feel through that hurt, and continue to live with an open heart. So that's just kind of what came through there. Many of you are going to be falling in love with yourself. There's this paradigm shift I'm feeling right now for us light workers, where we're really kind of letting go of this idea that what we want, truly want, is outside of ourselves. This doesn't make it wrong to desire a partner, or to desire success, or to desire a nice car or a home. But I'm feeling this paradigm shift where we're really starting to wake up on deep levels that what we've been seeking has been within us this whole time. Like that quote, someone said it, I'm sure. It sounds very familiar as it's coming through. It's like, we're all starting to wake up to this fact that, oh my God, I'm what I've been desiring this whole time. Like underneath every other desire. Doesn't make them wrong. Great, have desire. But we're noticing underneath those desires, we've really just been wanting ourselves this whole time. And so I think for a lot of you watching this, you're going to start falling in love with yourself on deep levels. You're going to start really enjoying getting chills. You're going to really start enjoying your own company. You're going to start savoring that cup of tea like those simple things. Sorry, someone was heading this way, kind of distracted me. I got a big window there. But you're really going to start savoring your own company, your own energy, your own love. That's what clearing these deep layers of pain and trauma in your heart center are doing for you. They're helping you connect deeper to the love within you that's been there the whole time. And that's true freedom when you're deeply in love with yourself. That's wholeness. Like a lot of you, I think, are going to really start stepping into this deep state of inner wholeness, inner well-being, and inner contentment. To where, yes, like I said, you're open to enjoying others, to having relationships, to being creative, to giving your gifts, to going and doing fun things, right? To even enjoying entertainment. But underlying everything you're going to be doing is going to be this deep sense of fulfillment within your own self. So you're not going to the external looking to extract and get something from it that you can't really get. So you're not going to be let down by the external because you're going to have no expectations of it. Because you're not going to be, like I said, looking to pull something from it that you feel lacking, that you don't have within. Because a lot of you are going to start waking up to this realization that everything that you could ever desire is already here within you. And so this is going to radically shift how you live your life on a day-to-day basis. And you're just going to live a lot more free, with a lot more just to give, right? Because when we have an open heart chakra, we don't need much. We just want to give. And yeah, we want to connect. The heart wants to connect. But we're going to be connecting from a place of just a more healed inner state, a more empowered inner state. And this is a beautiful gift. So this is the gift you're giving yourself when you're digesting these heavy, heavy fucking emotions that are so hard to be with. These dense energies, as they clear, know that this is the path. This is the path to living in a more expanded state. The path is digesting these heavy, heavy sensations. So good job on that. All right. Recent heartbreaks might be triggering up deeper and older heartbreaks. So any type of, you might be in an intense connection and they just absolutely devastate you and decimate you. I've been there. That heartbreak might bring up a deep heartbreak from childhood or from when in your teenage years, maybe your first love broke your heart and you didn't have the emotional bandwidth or capacity to process it. So it's like we may think the devastation we're feeling in our heart is just from that one person that just recently maybe broke our heart, or just from that one connection that maybe we even had to leave because it didn't feel aligned anymore, but it just is devastating us, right? It's so hard to be with. We might think it's just from that relationship that we're feeling all this pain, or just from that relationship ending. And yeah, there is a great deal of truth. Like, yeah, that the most recent one does hurt a lot, but this most recent heartbreak that you might be in might actually be triggering up even older heartbreak that you didn't have the spaciousness and the presence to really dissolve in the past. And like one of my healers said to me in my first session with her, Cesare, she said she felt like I came into this life with a deep heartbreak. And so any type of recent heartbreak might be taking you back to even past lives, past life pain. So we come into this life, some people feel, with past life trauma and also past life gifts, kind of both things. If that doesn't resonate, that's totally fine. Some people don't resonate with that. Some people do. It's totally great. There's so much to get to. I'm 11 minutes in. I've really got into the flow with those, so this video is going long. I'm just going to read off some symptoms here. Deep contraction. Difficulty taking deep breaths. When we're clearing deep stuff in the heart chakra, it can be hard to breathe deeply. So the best you can, just take soothing breaths, just breathing love into your heart, and exhaling, just feeling into your heart, telling it it's okay, or that you're safe. So you breathe in, I love you. You exhale, you're safe. Don't force yourself to take deep breaths. Don't push through these blockages. Just allow them to be there and allow them to heal on their own time. It's like you are purging, birthing pain. It's like you're birthing pain out of your heart chakra right now. That's been buried in there for a long, long time. And this is deep pain. This is really dense pain. So go slow. You might be feeling ice cold. This is trauma releasing from your body. Like you might feel frozen or like in the freeze state. This is terror and fear releasing. And so the best you can, just like you would, how would you soothe like a 4-year-old child in the corner who's like frozen with terror, right? You would comfort them. You would hold them. You would tell them, hey, I'm gonna be here for you as long as you need me to be here until you feel safe. You would hopefully tell this child, you can feel as unsafe for as long as you want. It's like, I just love you so much. And they would feel like, okay, there's someone here who's gonna love me for as long as I need to be loved to feel safe. It's like, that's what this pain and this terror in your heart center needs to feel, right? It needs to feel that kind of support. Yeah, this afraid part of you might be finding all kinds of things in the external to be really terrified of. But just know it's just fear underneath. You don't have to be scared of anything out here. Unless you see like a rattlesnake when you're hiking. Not sleeping well. And a lot of this with the heart center, this is asking to be said, is having good boundaries. Some of these wounds and inner children that are really hurting inside, they want to know that you're boundaried and that you're going to protect them. And maybe even doing this, just this motion right here, can really feel good for you. So nightmares, not sleeping well, lots of this deep trauma is going to be released from the subconscious when we're sleeping, and that can manifest as crazy nightmares. I've been having them myself recently too. I almost never have nightmares. I've been having lots of them recently. So I wanted to touch on that. Yeah, just not sleeping well. That can be really common right now. Numbness, dry mouth. This is just energy not flowing. Dry mouth is like you're just purging a lot. It can be really dehydrating to do this much inner work, to do this much alchemizing. So stay hydrated if that resonates. Or maybe you want to go on a little fast. I don't know. This is all intuitive. Listen to your body. Your body will tell you what to do. If your body's telling you to eat a lot of food, eat a lot of food. If your body's saying, hey, I don't need much right now, I don't need to take in much, just let me do my thing, just let your body do its thing. And trust that you will eat and you will sleep when it's time. If you're not sleeping a lot, make sure you're just resting and not getting into in your head about it. Just rest in the heart center. Just rest in the body. Everything, I'm just saying, Jesus, I wrote so much down, and I'm just not going to get to it all. Because sometimes it's like the transmission will only stay on so long. Things might look hellish. As you're purging hell, as you're purging old hell from your heart center, it's like you're going to see through that hell. That hell's going to come up, and it's going to, as it's coming out, you're going to kind of see the world in a hellish state as the hell within you is departing. But give it some time. Don't get attached to it. Don't believe the thoughts of this is going to be forever. You're just releasing the hell that's been trapped in your heart center for God knows how long. And as this hell, like I said, as this hell comes up and releases, sometimes the world outside is going to look hellish and it's just going to feel hellish. But you'll notice as it dissolves, as it alchemizes, as it fully releases, you're going to see the world through new eyes again, through a new heart. You're going to have a new heart once this pain clears, once this pain heals. And then you're going to see the world as it is, which is like Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is here. It's here now. And this is the realization you're going to have as your heart chakra starts to clear debris and density and opens back up more fully. You're going to have this realization that, oh, wow, it is just like Jesus said. The kingdom of heaven is here now. And so this is what you're stepping into as you do this inner work. Sometimes you're going to feel drugged really low vibrationally as you clear these dense energies. But this kind of goes on what I was saying. But even though you're going to feel drugged really low as you're clearing this dense stuff, you will potentially soar higher than ever soon as the layers clear. Because that's what tends to happen as the heart clears its emotional density and stored up pain. As the heart clears that and opens, we feel more high vibrational than perhaps we've ever felt. We feel more expanded. We feel, like I was saying earlier, we feel more connected than ever. We feel less fear. We feel more in touch with who we really are. We feel more inspired to give our gifts to life. And these are all things that bring us into high vibrational states. So this, even though you might be feeling drugged super low, know that you will soar high. Believe that. All right. You may want to run from the pain or try to fix it, but it's like Rumi said, the cure to the pain is the pain. This is a very uncomfortable process, but it's worth it because you are becoming free. Things really, really shift when you start to fall in love with the pain, when you start to fall in love with your own hurting heart. That's when this process really shifts, when you really fall in love with what's arising, even though it's difficult. You may feel it more on the left or the right side, depending if you're working with more feminine or masculine wounding. So don't be alarmed if you have a lot of pain on one side or the other. For some of you, it just might be in the center of the heart. Bedridden, exhausted, needing every bit of life force energy to be with these wounds. I think I already said that. Yeah, and it's a collective purge because it's one heart. So I hope that this helps you. I hope that this inspires you to keep being with what's difficult and gives you a little bit more energy or just a little bit more inspiration. I want to say thank you to Nikki for rejoining the Patreon community. It's always beautiful to see returning members. And yeah, the last 5 videos I've made on Patreon, I feel have been some of my best. And I've just been getting really good feedback on them. And so for those of you who don't read the community tab on my YouTube channel, I just wanted to let you know, yesterday I posted a video called Healing Deep Heart Wounds. That's really related to this one, but quite a bit different. I also shared random insights. And then the day before, I made this video that everyone really seemed to enjoy called Kundalini Wakes Up for the Whole Family. Before that, I did a full moon energy update. And then I had a video about what does a spiritual download feel like. There's another one, a Kundalini Awakening Q&A. So there's all kinds of good stuff on the Patreon platform. I've been really pouring a lot of light and a lot of energy into that community. and there's just a bunch of amazing beings over there as well to really plug into and to share with and to receive support from. So I just wanted to share that at the end of the video and to say how appreciative I am of you guys for supporting this work. It really does mean a lot to me. And I really hope that you feel, those of you who are connected to the Patreon community, I really hope that you feel like you're getting 10x whatever you're contributing every month. And I have it where you can contribute on a sliding scale, whatever feels good for you. So yeah, just trying to bring a lot of value through over there. So I just wanted to really talk about that at the end of this video, and to just so that you guys know what's happening in my world and what I'm offering. So I love you all so much. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.